about this? No prep, no sanding, no waiting, no wait time.
And in the end, you have a beautiful brand new kitchen.
Is it that simple, though?
That's the good question. Updating your kitchen cabinets. I know you've done it.
I've done it many years ago.
Hannah is learning about it this morning with the Purple Lady, another DIY Wednesday project. So what's the update? How's it going?
Yeah, guys, so here's a look at the door that I painted. It's still drying a little bit, but I mean, look, it hasn't even been 25 minutes since we painted this, and it's already mostly dry. You said if it was a normal latex paint, it would not be
Oh, it'd be still pretty wet. And also, the one thing I'd like to point out is that's one coat. One coat of the colored duck egg, which is, you know, the chalk paint, has really great coverage. So typically you are going to do 2 coats, but that's your base. And there's no primer. We didn't have to prime that. And that would be the case over old vanities, even laminate doors. You don't need to prime it.
She said people have painted leather couches.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Just Google it or go to our website. You can paint, you can actually even wingback chairs, cotton. So
that's crazy. Okay, so this is the door you already finished.
Right.
So we're going to use this, and what we're going to do next is distress it a bit.
Right. Now, with chalk paint, you can leave it as is and then go to the next step, which would be to put the wax top coat on, which we're going to do in a little bit.
Yeah.
Or, since the paint is so user-friendly, we are going to distress the edges with some sandpaper or using a sanding block just to give it a different aesthetic. And that may not be for everybody, and that's okay. But for this example, we are going to sand it, but you don't have to. Right. So I just want to point that out.
And you said it kind of a completely finished distress look looks like this.
Actually, by the end of the segments that we're doing together, we're going to have a second door that's painted, distressed, and waxed that we've created today.
Cool.
So we're going to talk about distressing, and I want to just point out there's different degrees of distressing. We're just going to do a little, and then we're going to invite one of our customers, Katie, on to show you one of her doors.
Yeah, because hers is beautiful. We'll show you in a little.
So this is a sanding block. It's a 300 grit. I like to start out with the sanding block, and once I've used it and it's fairly worn, then we'll wrap it with a piece of sandpaper so you can get a lot of sort of longevity out of one block. And all we're going to do is start rubbing the edges. And you typically, Hannah, will get most of your distressing from the corner out. So you want to push from the corner out. And we're just going to focus.
Yeah, you could see.
Yeah. And we'll just do some of the edges.
Too.
Yeah, sure. And we can even do a little bit of the ropes. And when you're sanding a piece, it's live. We're having fun. So when you sand, you might actually, can I borrow this 1 second? When you're sanding, you might even change a little bit of the paint. It might look a little bit whiter than it originally did, and that's okay because when we put our wax top coat on, it's going to go back and look awesome again. So don't be don't be panicked about that. Feel free, and you might need to put a little elbow grease into that because this is 2 coats of paint. When we put it on, that paint really grips, adheres, and sticks, and that's one of the unique things about the chalk paint, and that's without a primer.
Yeah, this looks cool.
So, and it's actually fun. You're okay because we're moving around a little bit, but with the distressing, it's really personal discretion about how much you want to do. And what I want to do is invite Katie up onto...
Come here, Katie. Now, would you do the actual flat surfaces as well?
Absolutely, you can. It's, again, there's no wrong or right. And I always tell people that when they're doing this, maybe have an idea of how much you want to distress because it's really therapeutic. And sometimes you get to a point
going and you're like,
whoa, I took too much off. So Katie's one of our customers.
Yeah, Katie, tell me about this. This is beautiful. This is one of your bathroom cabinets.
My bathroom vanity. It was actually one of my first projects. But this is duck egg blue, which is the same color you're using here. This is really heavily distressed. And then this is covered with clear wax and also Annie Sloan dark wax.
I love this. It's got a really rustic look to it.
Totally. It's very hip. I find that this look appeals really to, I think, a lot of the 30-something, early 40-somethings, and older. But it's a more of a, I wouldn't call it shabby chic because that's a really old term. Rustic. It's current. Yeah.
No, I like it. But guys, other thing, if you have questions about how to do something, tweet at me at Hannah Welker on Twitter. Also, use the hashtag DIY Wednesday. Trisha's going to answer your questions this morning. So if you have a question about a DIY project, especially doing something like this, tweet at me at Hannah Welker, hashtag DIY Wednesday. We'll be here. We'll see you guys in a little bit. We're going to finish, and we'll be waxing in our next segment. So
waxing cabinets.
Back to you guys.
Yeah.